But I suppose like when you so aside from the 3 days, I guess the other 3 days, like during your week, you were out traveling. How different was it from Shanghai, I guess?
Like to me, like the city, like
Yeah,
to call city, the city Hong Kong,
yeah.
like it was I pretty liked it because I think like there are a lot of food to eat, definitely. I
Mhm.
eat like egg, like 鸡蛋仔, how to say it in English, I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea. Right.
Yeah, but I really like it because like I really like some sweet food and
Hmm.
I tasted a lot because like the students really brought me to a lot of places to eat and to play. And but still I think because Hong Kong is pretty compact, right? You need to
Hmm.
like there are many buildings in like a relatively not so big city. So I think like and that there are a lot of population definitely. So I think like the houses, the area of the house is definitely smaller and it's more expensive, right? You definitely have that feeling, right?
You lived with a like a host family.
Right. I lived in that host family.
So that host family, I guess, was a classmate of yours in Hipyeon, like a local student.
Right. Those hip young students. And she was the like violin Ling Ling.
Oh, damn. You get to see her like live practicing
Right.
futsal.
You're right.
Okay. Um, but I get so yeah, I guess like the living area has to be smaller. Was the campus, do you feel like the campus is small?
Uh I think the campus was not very small because our campus, like our high school campus, was also very not very big, but um, I think it was like the housing area that was pretty compact for me. Yeah,
Mm,
I remember because I think they actually had like they lived on the like the half of the hill. Do you know?
okay,
I don't know which area I thought they could, but it's relatively compact.
right. I suppose like the traveling situation has to be sort of similar in Shanghai. I mean, in the limited, like really limited. I don't know. I mean, it's comparable with the amount of time you get to spend in Hong Kong, I suppose. Like in the 2 weeks, I was, in the like, for probably 1 or 2 times I've been actually out of Fudan and then like on the train, I guess, the number of people, in terms of how many there were on the train. There's like
Yeah, like yeah, but I remember there's a special vehicle because it was in 2016. I don't know if it's different now.
right.
It's called Ding Ding, like
Okay.
Ding Ding,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah, I think
The tram. Yeah.
it's called tram, right?
Yeah.
But because we don't really have that one, we still have
Mhm.
that in Shanghai, but it's not very common. But I think it's still common in Hong Kong, right?
Is it common? Because I suppose in like the well, I'm very scared. Like people say I'm not a Hong Konger because I don't know enough about this place. In like the what do you call it? Not the new territories. Like in the Hong Kong Island, on the Hong Kong Island, and like that area, like
Mm-hmm.
the trams are there, but in Kowloon,
Oh,
there are no trams.
right,
So
right.
yeah, I feel like I don't. So people there might use that transportation mode more, but then we on this side we don't really use it.
Yeah, because I'm still very fond of some classic way of traveling. I feel I think one thing that Hong Kong did really well, that it has preserved some like traditional like
Mm,
buildings and also some elements, I think. And I really like that atmosphere. I think um like in some cities in the mainland maybe they completely removed all old buildings and like they put all new structures there. So I think we can't observe any traces of like historic times. I think that's pretty like frustrating, maybe.
mm. And that was your first time was, I guess, in 2016 then, your first time to
Right.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's my first time.
And then your second time, I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, was it in like 2019 when you were taking your IELTS?
Yeah, you're right. You're correct. Yeah, but I only went there for a weekend. I didn't stay for long, right? Because I was just only to take a test.
Right. The IELTS, right?
Not really.
No.
It's called SAT.
Oh, SAT.
Right.
So that was for like the US, applying for US schools.
Yeah. I originally wanted to apply for US colleges, but at last I didn't.
Right.
Because of the COVID. And we can talk about that.
So right, because of COVID. Let's talk about COVID then. Yeah. So I suppose you don't exactly love COVID, like, you know, how it has...
First, I don't think that anyone will like COVID, I guess.
Right. Yeah, so I guess like during the past few years, like it's been around, I've been more lucky. It hasn't affected my high school, secondary school days, but it must have for, I know, like the younger people like you guys in the years below us. So yeah, I guess how much of an impact has it brought about?
Yeah. Like for physically, it hasn't like had any impact on me, of course. But like in terms of like social activities and in terms of like schools, it has definitely impacted me. And also my mentality as well, I think. Because like back in the old days, it was pretty easy to travel abroad, to go to US and go to Britain. And so I think it's pretty easy to like get around. So I won't be very scared and like to be afraid if I travel abroad. But nowadays, if I go to US to study, I might need to come back a year later because it's really like difficult to get back. You need to quarantine, and also you need to buy very expensive flight tickets, and also it's a lot of risks, you know. So I think COVID has really like bring along the trend of like anti-globalization maybe. So like people tend to travel less. So if I go to US during COVID time, like my parents are actually quite like they can't let me go because they think it's like not a safe journey. Yeah. And they have to worry a lot about me.
Yeah.
And also for me, I think I can't really handle for me to like go away for such a long time because I might not even come back for in a year. I have like classmates who have traveled abroad to the US and they have stayed there for like 2 years or something. So I still think it's very important to stay with my family. So I choose to stay like in Shanghai. It's pretty like pleasant and happy to like just go to my school every week and I can come back for every weekend, right?
Right.
So
at Fudan, right? I mean.
Yeah. And Fudan is also very convenient to like go to like shopping malls and something like that.
Right. I guess it like sort of like it definitely, you know, changed your route, your decision, like at this point, back at that point in your life.
Because back at time, the only thing I considered was my like where I can get the best education maybe, and where I can get the most opportunities. However, for now, I might need to consider more issues. I might consider my safety, and also my family, and also I still think like because like traveling abroad, like studying abroad might not be like the only best choice, right? It's still good to stay in Shanghai to go to Fudan, right? So yeah, I still have more chances. Maybe I will go abroad to have my master's degree or something, and I might go on exchange program maybe, right?
Right.
So, and I still think that like we don't need to regret on any decisions. Maybe I'll think differently if I'm now, but I don't think I will regret on any of my decisions because it's still meaningful, right?
Seems like a blessing in disguise.
Right.
Like
maybe.
you get to stay with your family, which I don't know, at least for me at the end of the day, that seems to be the most important.
Right.
Hey homies, I hope you enjoyed this clip. If you did, here's a full playlist of sharings from other top-notch people I've met. Like, comment, subscribe, 一键3连, and I will see you in the next one. Alright guys, peace.